A lot of people be asking me about FBG Duck, and that's why we're going to do this blog today on the real reason why FBG Duck was backdoored. A lot of this is really just my opinion. I can't really give you 100% guaranteed information, but I'm not going to lie. I done talked to a lot of people involved in this situation, and I'm one of the real bloggers who done talked to a lot of these guys. You got to remember, I interviewed FBG Duck. I interviewed Billionaire Black. I interviewed FBG Cash Out. I interviewed TB from Taekwondo World. I had a lot of conversations with these guys. I actually interviewed FBG Butter Mother too, so I feel like my opinion has a lot of credibility to it. A lot of people talking about the back door and shit like that. How maybe Jaro City or Taekwondo World or maybe some of his homies in FBG probably set him up. And I want to be one of the first ones to tell you I haven't been getting that kind of information or getting that energy that those the guys that was involved in that. I've been getting a lot of the same shit you guys been getting on the internet about O Block and shit like that. I don't want to pinpoint nobody. This ain't no police shit. I want you to understand these are rumors, and I wouldn't care what you thought anyway. My name is Truth Teller. I'm looking for the truth and not friends anyway. But like I was saying, I just think Duck was getting too big. I'm not sure if he realized that. Then I think he was getting comfortable too because he was still in Chicago. You got to understand, this guy was living like a king. He single-handedly became one of the most popular GDs in this shit, all just repping what he was repping through the music business. And in Chicago, remember, it's his own culture. You like a rock star once you hit like 20,000 followers on Instagram. And soon you get 1 million views, they look at you like famous, regardless if it's bringing in millions of dollars. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't think Duck understood that his fame was growing real big. And don't get me wrong, people could have backdoored him and shit like that. But I just think that he was maybe spotted somewhere because information that came out that it seemed like maybe he was chased or whatever that went on. We just seen his mother do the interview on the Vlad TV. She just spoke her piece on things like that. But a lot of people was pointing at like O Block. Now we got to be honest. He was throwing a lot of shots at those guys. He was steady dropping videos, dissing those guys. And let's be honest, people like Steve and Baldy and shit like that, they was becoming famous on the disrespectful side the same way people was doing Tuka. So I just think that maybe that kind of got him hot. And you got to understand, when you at these places that's in Chicago, everybody be there. You got to remember, it's a lot of scam shit going on. So a lot of these young people is playing with thousands. So they be at them Blueberry stores and those Christian Dior stores and shit like that. So you got to have it on you when you're in them stores. Shit, you got to have it on you when you're in the restaurant. You a nigga like No Limit Wet Him Up, he was accused of some shit that went on in Nadia's Fish. So you got to have it on you. And I don't think Duck realized that when he was downtown. And I think one of the ops spotted him and got on his ass instantly because it had to be people who really wanted him. The man was killed downtown in broad daylight. Ain't nobody really taking a penitentiary chance unless it's money on your head or you trying to impress somebody. So I'm not trying to say that's where Dirt come in at, because don't get me wrong, a lot of people is out here doing crazy shit trying to impress Dirk and Chief Keef, you know. We in Chicago, where back in the day, a lot of these young people wanted to be gang leaders and shit. Like a lot of the young people wanted to be Larry Hoover and David Barksdale. Now it's a lot of 40-year-old men that want to be Chief Keef, and the shit sad as hell. And I just got to be honest with you. So a lot of the fingers is pointing towards like the BDs and shit like that. Maybe the 600s, maybe the O Blocks, the Front Streets and shit like that. I'm not saying that's who did it, but that's what a lot of the speculation coming at, especially on guys like King Von, because he was throwing Duck name in songs and shit like that. That's what kind of made it weird. And they started a whole Not From 63rd campaign. So it could be a weird fan out here trying to gain some points from OTF too. Who knows who this shit can be. But I'm not going to lie, the issue that was going on with Lil Durk kind of was brought to the forefront because Durk kind of got famous. He big doing songs for Future and all kind of shit like that. Then he dropping down doing songs saying he not from 63rd, and homie end up dying. It's a sad situation. I'm not gonna lie, FBG done took a lot of losses, but in my opinion, the real reason why Duck ended up getting killed is because of the gang violence and the gang war that's going on in Chicago. Now, regardless if that's O Block or whoever it is, the gang war is really going on. I don't know what points this guy was proven. He had no business to be in those communities at the level where he was at. You get what I'm saying? And I find that very strange because people know people everywhere. You guys wouldn't believe I done ran into 600 Breezy family members out here. I done ran into a lot of people's where I'm at. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but I done ran into a lot of people, man. I ran up on Breezy people one day, man. They slid up on me like, what's up, Truth Teller? And it's a small world, you know. I remember one day I was grocery shopping and I ran into Paris Bueller from Bandcamp. So you guys got to be careful out here, especially in Chicago when you're doing that type of music. You'll run into one of your ops and that'll be your last day out here. As crazy as that shit sound, and a person like Duck, I'm pretty sure in the streets, you got to understand he had the clout. He might have not been as famous as Lil Durk in the music business, but he was as famous as Lil Durk when it come to the street shit. FBG was a well-known street set. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that because a lot of people just watch the music and listen to this rap shit. But if you from Chicago, then you know guys like Wooski and Gucci and shit like that. These guys is like respected on some street shit. Now, whether you want to say they dirty or whatever, I'm not saying they not. I'm just saying you hear these guys' names in Chicago and it don't even involve the music. So I hope a lot of these young rappers who paying attention to this shit understand once you blow up, once you get 1 million views and you become famous and you doing that kind of music, you're not allowed in the hood no more, man. The clout is poison. And I think FBG Duck died over the clout. So that's my main overall conclusion of this shit. When somebody asks me what happened to FBG Duck, I tell them, you know, the clout took him out. You get what I'm saying? And it's not funny. I'm not laughing at it. I'm just laughing at the situation about the clout and how a lot of these brothers think the clout is cool. It's a sad situation because I interviewed that brother and I thought he was a pretty smart dude, but I'm not gonna lie, when I was interviewing the guys and some of the things they were telling me, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think losing their life was too far-fetched because I could tell these guys was really involved in that street coaching and shit like that. So I want a lot of these young people to understand the moment you start blowing up on this internet shit, man, these guys ain't your homie no more. They don't want you around their baby mamas. They don't want you around their homies. You thumbing through hundreds. You wearing designer clothes. You got on $3,000 t-shirts. You wearing $2,000 SB dunks. You know what I'm saying? You wearing a designer. Niggas baby mamas laughing at all your jokes. You're not cool no more. You know? Niggas gonna get you up out of here, so. And you gotta watch your enemies too, man, because your enemies will be on your heart, especially when you're stunning on them, you know. Your ops out here buying clothes and shoes and shit trying to stun on niggas. It changed when the ops start buying Benzes and mansions, you know, the hatred get even bigger, so. I want a lot of these young cats to understand this, man. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel too, because my next vlog, I want to talk about OTF Nunu. A lot of people really don't know. I had a conversation with Mubu Crump. He actually called me on the phone and we had a conversation, and I want to tell you guys some of the shit we had in that conversation. He actually said I can tell people, but I never told people at that time, and I think this is a good time to let people know what he was saying because a lot of shit came true. So I want y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at We Are The Truth Tellers. It's your homie Truth. Blah.